Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're coming back, and if you're new, welcome here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If we get to 1,000, I can monetize and make some money. That helps me bring you guys more stuff. Speaking of being able to bring you guys more stuff, let's thank today's sponsor, Resolute Coffee. You're going to see their beautiful little logo in the corner of this whole interview with Ronco. His name's Alex Roncevic, and I asked him a long time ago, can I call you a nickname? Because some people say Roncevic or Roncovix, or you know how Americans fuck this up all the time. So I just said Ronco, and that's what I call him. We were excited to get him on the line. We get to talk about his race. We talk about how he did not suffer when many others did. We talk about potential shoe sponsorship to come out of winning the World Championship, what his future plans are, and much, much more. Let us get to today's interview with Ronco. Away we go. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. Pretty good. I'm at home right now. Left yesterday from Nice, and yeah, recovered a bit. And I think tomorrow or Friday I'll be back training.
No days off. No, you can't take a week off, 2 weeks off.
I mean, it's back to training, but I'm just doing what I want to do. It's like more fun, a bit of strength, long, easy conditioning things, nothing specific.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
You know how much fun I bring to the table, Alex. I know you know that's why you agreed to talk to me. When you won the event, did Christian come up to you and say, "Thank you, Alex, for returning the HYROX crown"?
Uh, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
You don't think he's really happy?
They are happy. They are happy, I think, but he was not like, yeah, I'm happy that Hunter is not the world champ anymore. It was like, yeah,
not even Hunter, just America. You got it away from America back over there. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people wrote me like they are really happy that I deserved it. Because I'm like very very long in the game. I had a couple of victories like this season, and yeah. And I mean, I'm happy too that I took the title like back to Europe after Toby 2021. Yeah.
So it's been that long.
Yeah, like 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 22 Vegas, 23 Manchester.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Singapore next year. I say it is definitely not Singapore next year.
I mean, we talked about it, but I think it's gonna be in Europe just because it's like easier for everybody to get there. But I'm not sure. We will see. We will see.
I also think it's Europe. What is your dog's name?
Pablo and Hoppy.
Pablo
and Hoppy.
Hoppy.
Hoppy, yeah, 2 French bulldogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which one is jumping on you right now?
It was Hoppy. I mean, they sleep like 17, 18 hours a day, but now when I have a call, they're jumping around.
I watched the World Championship and I noticed just how great you looked out front. I think this is a sport that we don't ever think is over until it's over. And certainly early on, and I think we have many places to show that in the men and the women, but early on, especially, one can lose it, right? You can't win it in the first 3 stations, but you can lose it. And so, but you just looked so good. Was that the exact pace you wanted to set? Because you didn't look labored, you didn't look tired, you just looked great out there in the front.
I mean, I talked to Greg the day before, also on a podcast. I said to him like I wasn't like physically on my best shape on Friday. I was well prepared, but I didn't feel great as I felt in Vienna or in Cologne. But I talked to Sandy before the race, and we were like, if you want to beat Hunter, we have to go out hard. We have to stay with him. And if it's possible to be before him, done on the skier, that would be like perfect. Going with him into the sleds and then making a good race. And yeah, as I felt that I'm not like feeling that good, I immediately like decided to use the runs as a recover. Doesn't matter what's going on around, using the runs as recovering and crushing the stations as hard as possible. And the first 2 rounds of running were just like to make everybody hurt. Me too. And then like to see who can grind, who can suffer more until the finish line. And for me, that was fast, very fast too. But I decided like, if they want to try, let's go together, go through hell together. And who wants it more until the end, he's going to make it.
First run was 3:14. The next two were 3:38 and 3:36. What do you usually go out at?
It depends on the running course, but maybe a bit slower, a bit slower. Yeah.
Also, you wore the hat, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Yeah, because I set like two world records with the hat, and I just wanted to try it like because of the sweating a bit, and I love the movie Over the Top, Over the Top,
Yeah, you turn the hat around backwards. Yeah.
and starts the engine. Yeah, and yeah, and I mean it worked. It worked good for Cologne for the two records. It worked for the worlds. It's not like that. I'm like that it's too warm or getting too hot underneath. So it helps me even more like to focus, to don't look around too much, and yeah, I'm not gonna race every race in that hat, but it make me feel comfortable, and yeah.
All right. So Sandy made an Eye of the Tiger reference. You're making an over the top reference. This is one of our greatest exports, Sylvester Stallone. So I'm glad that we've given you something so wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So, everybody knows Rocky, but Over the Top honestly doesn't make it as far down for a lot of I think a lot of younger people have not seen that movie. If you can imagine a sports movie, but instead of it being around baseball or boxing or football, it's about arm wrestling and has all the great, sports movie tropes in there, go watch Over the Top.
I mean, it's maybe it's something a bit emotional to it from my side because my dad is also a truck driver,
Oh, wow.
And yeah, but I mean, my parents aren't divorced or something, but he's also a truck driver, and yeah, I was really into it. I saw the movie when I was like 7 or 8 the first time, and I think I'm watching it year after year every time, and I'm like, yeah, that's a nice movie. And I love it how it goes like into Vegas, into the championships there, into the finals, and it's just awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Well, you talked about talking to Sandy ahead of time, and someone said to me that the way you two raced, it was almost as if you took turns sort of taking it to Hunter, which I don't think you did on purpose, but that's kind of how it worked out.
Oh, I mean, I talked to Sandy afterwards, and I was like, this race wasn't about fitness at all. We all like with Hunter, with Kelly, we are on a pretty similar fitness level. It was all like strategic, tactic, and mind game from the very beginning. Like if you saw the live stream, we are pushing the sleds like together. Like we're pushing.
So you did do it together. So you did do
Yeah,
it together.
yeah, for sure. It couldn't be otherwise like this simultaneously. Like we were like just watching to each other. We pushed a bit and then made the rest. The rest wasn't really necessary. We could have gone like without stopping in between the legs. It was just like waiting for each other, taking care of our legs, because we saw like Hunter is not keeping up with us, and then we just decided like, okay, take the rest, because I think we both knew we are in a good position like to get this race well done. Like,
Well, you won by looks like just 9 seconds over Sandy. I think he and James were both surging towards the end. Were you ever concerned?
uh, maybe a bit, because like obviously Sandy has had one of the best races of his life. I mean, everything got together. He was way better on the lunges than he was before. He was way better on the wall balls. He had a really fast run after the lunges. But as I told you, I was just like, okay, I'll stick to my tactic. I'll recover on the runs and crush the stations, and that's what I did on the last run too. Like I didn't want it to go with Sandy, and Thiago was like telling me always like how many seconds I'm behind him, and I knew if I'm somewhere in between 20 to 30 seconds behind him, I'm gonna catch him on the wall balls. And yeah, it worked out. Going into the wall balls, he was like 8 or 10 reps maybe in front of me, and I started doing them. And like after 5 to 10 wall balls, I knew I'm not gonna drop the ball because like I felt my body, I felt okay, I can do them. And then I saw I'm catching up on him, even if he's not like stopping. I'm doing them faster, and there there was like my first thought: doesn't matter if he goes unbroken too, I'm gonna catch him just because of the faster movements. And yeah, and the moment I saw him dropping and Kelly dropping, then for me it was like, sure, I'm gonna bring it home, even if I got like, I don't know, 10 no reps.
Do you know how many you got? Have you gone back to watch it at all?
I think it was about 10, 10, 11, 12. I'm not sure, but a, a couple of them, more than ever, more than ever. But it was not easy. Like to with the new targets, it's just you have to be really, really, really aiming for the center of the target to get the rep. And yeah, but I saw the live stream. I watched it like yesterday, and it was pretty intense, and especially the wall balls at the end.
How was it to watch yourself, cross the line and hit the gong and all that stuff? What was it like to go back and watch?
The first time I watched like the whole thing, it was like my heart rate went up, like I didn't knew how it's gonna end. And but it was a really, I think we all did at the perfect time, a perfect race for the live stream and everything, for the world champs, for the sport. I think it was just perfect. And yeah, and then I watched the highlight again, like the 30-minute version on YouTube. And yeah, I mean, I'm world champion now. I'm really happy about it. It was the first moment crossing the line. It just felt like the whole season is falling off of me. All the hard work paid off. It was a crazy ride this season with the majors qualifying very early, knowing that I can like prepare and experiment a bit heading into the worlds, into Nice. Had the major win in Vienna at my home race, defending the European title. So it was almost a perfect season. And yeah, I'm really looking forward for some rest now, like easy stuff. Time with friends, time with family, enjoying summer. And but I'm also really looking forward to next season, and to set new standards in the next season, and stay as long as possible there.
What if I told you it's actually harder to defend than to win it the first time?
I know that it's harder. I mean, I defended the European title. I know how hard I worked just to defend it. I know how it's be like to be the hunter, to be chasing after the first place. So yeah, I mean, I can't do no more like train hard as I did before, and hope to stay there, and hope that everything comes together when it needs to be. Yeah.
I think when we talked last time, I think I asked you, what if you never win the world championship? And I think you said it would be fine. We
Yeah,
have,
I mean, yeah. I
but
would be fine because I know I did all I can in the workouts, in my trainings, and everything around. And if it's not enough, it's not enough, because there's gonna be times when there are people out there who are just better, maybe who put in even more work than I do, and who are more talented, or I don't know. But as long as can go through a sport event onto the start line, and knowing that I did my best in the preparation before, then I'm happy with any outcome. For sure, if I not like give up or something during the race, but I'm happy with the outcome. Doesn't matter.
are you able to grasp that you really are someone who's helped, kind of put the sport on the map? If you look at our early Mount Rushmore, it's you, Hunter, and Lauren and Meg as the ones who consistently show up, race a fair amount, and that people want to be like you.
I mean, I hope so. I'm really long. I'm really long into the sport, and every time my name is mentioned anywhere, it's like connected to HYROX. And Christian told me that, Mo told me that they are really happy that I came into the sport and what I did for the sport. And but we all think like really big things are coming. It's just like really the very beginning of something great, something big. The previous like 5 years were just getting people into the sport, getting to know the sport, what's like endurance racing, what's hybrid, and I think we are at the beginning of something great. Yeah.
Yeah, people forget 3 years ago, HYROX was in Germany, the US, and the UK. That's it. And this year was 20 countries. And we're so used to like, oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Poland, Taiwan, Singapore. But like that, not all sports do that. From three countries to 20 in 2 years, like that, right? There's 25 events left this year on the calendar. That's a shitload of events. We haven't even mentioned 2025 yet.
Yeah, it's insane. That's one of the reasons why I started HYROX. It was because of the traveling, of like doing what you love, sport, and travel around, see other countries, cities, learn about another cultures. It's amazing. And now what's coming is just crazy. I heard about Hong Kong. Hong Kong is coming. Australia is there since last year or 2 years ago. It's crazy how fast they're expanding, and I'm really looking forward where the majors gonna be, and to see some new cities or even countries. Yeah.
Are you able to remember your first race, Vienna 2018?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What do you remember about it?
Almost everything in what shoes I raced, how the ski was, how the sleds were, the wall balls. Yeah, my place, my time. I remember a lot of things. Yeah.
All right. So, what was your time?
I can
I'm look,
get you through a bit.
I'm looking
I,
at it right now.
it's 108.
108 42.
108.42.
You
Yeah.
came in fourth.
Yeah. Second age group, I think.
Second in your age group because the first person was?
My age group, first person. Was it
He,
Joshua?
he won the
No,
race, yes.
he won the race. But in my age group, he wasn't first, or?
No, he was your age group. That's what I said.
Oh, Joshua, yeah.
Joshua, how do you say his last name?
Wichtrup.
Wichtrup. And the
I
last time
think I think he attended to the CrossFit Games.
the last time he raced HYROX was 22 in Hamburg.
Yeah.
Let's look him up.
But he was at the CrossFit Games last year.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
2 times games athlete. 18th fittest on earth 2019. That's a fit guy. He was on the 6th fittest team last year. So he's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean he was back there. He was like, okay, he was one of the fastest with Luke at that time. But I never did skier before. I never touched the sled before.
Me either. My first HYROX. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I had the volunteer tell me.
Yeah. I recently posted a story about the wall balls from that race and the wall balls now. I was like holding the ball, going down with the ball. I don't know what I've even done. And the wall balls there took me like 8 minutes or something at that race. I mean, you can look it up, but
Well,
I think
you can use the HYROX website or High Result, which is my favorite. I don't know if you've seen their website, but it's awesome. Your wall balls were 642.
6:42. Okay, then it was fast.
You still skied pretty fast, 349.
Yeah, I mean, it was just after my swimming career. I mean, I had the engine, I had the endurance, but coming into the sleds, I had like basic sneakers run that I run with, like the Nike MD Runner, and nobody was talking about grip on a sled or heavy sleds or light sleds, or it was a whole different time. I was just going out hard as always and see what's gonna happen. And yeah, and then I immediately qualified for World Champs 2019 in Oberhausen, and there I got second behind Luke. I improved my time by 6 minutes, I think. I went to 102, and yeah, that was it. Like that's where HYROX took me.
You fell in love right away. That was it.
Yeah. And now, like 5-6 years later, still here.
Did you talk to Luke this week?
Yeah, for sure.
How's he doing?
I mean, he had after Washington, he had some he struggled a bit with his hamstrings, and and he wasn't sure if she's gonna race, but he decided like to come to Nice and see if he can run, if it will hold, and but he didn't want to show any like weakness before the race or tell anything to anybody, because if he's gonna go to the starting line, he wants that everybody thinks he's okay. And yeah, I think it was good, like that Toby and Colin were there to jump into the race, and that we were like 15 people racing.
Yeah. Although 15 people did not finish the race.
I know. Even if I was scared a bit when I heard like Toby is coming into the race, because I know like he's another world champion, and I know how he's racing, and I knew he's in good shape. And yeah, even if he didn't qualify like for the elite 15 during the season, he's always a guy you have to count on when it comes to big races. Yeah.
You said the heat didn't bother you. So many athletes are telling me the heat bothered them.
Toby?
No, all the athletes, men, women, everybody said the heat affected them. Cramps, dying.
Oh, really?
You said the heat of the race didn't affect you?
You mean Toby?
No. Let me start over.
Yeah.
So I'm going backwards. I'm sorry. I jump all over the place. My mind is crazy. So I'm backing. I'm earlier we talked about you wearing the hat, and you said it wasn't too hot, and many other athletes, the heat bothered them.
Oh, then he was talking about the heat. Yeah. I mean, it did bother me. I felt it, that it was hot in there and everything, but I mean, we're all going through the same.
Yeah, but it really bothered people. It gave them cramps or took them out. It bothered a lot of people.
Oh, okay. I didn't knew about this. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know where everybody else is living. But here in Vienna, it's sometimes cold. It's sometimes hot. It's not the first time you are training under hot conditions. It's not or doing hard workout, like, yeah. And I mean, it's the World Championships. You're gotta come prepared for anything what comes up. And I don't hope the World Champs were like the first race of some people. You know, I hope they qualified somewhere. And if you have a bit of experience in HYROX, every venue is different. It can be hot, it can be cold, there can be like air conditioning everywhere. There can be no air conditioning. It can be outside. It can be, yeah. But these are things you need to take care in training or wherever you live, and to make sure that this affects you as less as possible during a race.
You mentioned shoes earlier. Did you leave this race with a shoe sponsor?
Not yet. I mean, we are talking about it. We are in negotiations. But now it's gonna come down to who pays more.
Oh, there we go. Let's go. So did you have one coming in? Did you have another one?
Yeah, it's between On and PUMA.
Oh.
Yeah.
On. I didn't know they were in the hybrid game.
They didn't know too.
Was On sponsoring you going into this event, or they were looking to, and then now? I mean, first of all, that just tells you alone right there how much the sport is growing, that you actually, athletes are getting to decide between two big shoe sponsors. Were you already working with them? I didn't know if you were or not. Somebody mentioned it.
I mean, I have a friend who's working for On, and he was like, let me talk to the, I don't know, head of something, and we can send you some stuff. And that was before Cologne, and I raced there in the On shoes, and I was like, just for testing, and I was like, okay, they are great. And then they said, okay, we send you more stuff just to see how it works, and that's it.
You and Zendaya could be hanging out together. Which brand is it? Which model?
Echo Boom 3.
Echo Boom.
Yeah. And then after the race, they reached like out to me, and they wanted to work with me. So they didn't knew about HYROX. They didn't knew like that there is like that they have a shoe who's good like for HYROX racing. You know, this one, yeah.
And then you win the World Championship. So I'm guessing the folks at PUMA were like, "Hey, what about us? We're the title sponsor for HYROX, and you said, "Hey, I'm talking to On right now."
No, Puma reached out also like a couple of weeks before.
Before.
Yeah, but they just wanted like to talk and negotiate and tell me what they are up to, and that they're like closing a deal with HYROX in the next months for like 3 years or something, and that they want me like to help me, to sponsor me, whatever. And yeah, but I mean, I have a management now who's taking care of all of this, so I'm just waiting for some for some deals, and then I'll say yes.
Is it Snorri? Is it Backland Management?
No. A German management.
Again, this goes to show you that we have a real industry here. We've got management, we've got sponsors. I was going to ask you if you're a good negotiator, because this is a very opportune time, because they're really going to want to say they have the world champion, and they know how many eyes that HYROX is getting on it. You saw how much, if you're paying attention to your feed, you saw how much Puma and HYROX and all their brands are posting. And so this is great. Good time to be the king, as they say, Alex.
Yeah, it's just the right time, like to stay on the train and be there around the top. It's yeah.
And you've got you're still a young man, right? Oh, I said you're still a young man, right?
Yeah, pretty young. I think I have like a couple of years left in me.
How old are you?
31.
31. Oh, dude, you got at least like 6 or 7 more good years, right? Or you wouldn't want to race that long. You want to be done sooner than that?
We'll see. I don't know. You know, I've been like into sports my whole life. I did 20 years of swimming on a very professional level, and there will come a time where I have to say I'm where I want to do to have a family and all that stuff, and I don't see me like as a dad crushing HYROX. You know, I want to.
Are you telling me that I can't crush HYROX at 52 as a dad? I can't crush HYROX?
You can on your level.
Have you seen these guns?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I know. I think you know what I mean, and so yeah.
No, of course, it's serious time, serious dedication, of course.
Yeah, I want to have like my sporting career behind me, and I don't know, focus on something else. Maybe staying in HYROX, why not? But not gonna have to train like twice a day or think about winning championships.
Yeah, I had my first child at 34, I think, and my last child at like 41. So you can do it.
So yeah, I still have time. I know. Yeah, and we'll see what the future brings. But for now, I have a deal with ESN like for the next 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, until the end of 27.
That's great.
So, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So they have a big team now, though, right? They have all the Germans, right?
A lot of them. Yeah.
Alina, right?
Yeah, Alina, Linda,
Viola, you.
Toby's in there, Sandy, Kelly, Luke for sure. I mean, there are a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, My Protein missed the opportunity, you know. Even if they are like the main sponsor, but they missed the opportunity. Like they weren't like willing to pay enough, and we knew like how what's going on in HYROX and how big it's gonna be like in the future, and we just giving products or a couple of €100 was just not enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they sign Meg too, Essen?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Meg. So.
Well, listen, congratulations. Thank you for making time. I'm sure many people want to speak with you, the world champion. So I'm glad we got to do this, and I hope to see you at U.S. majors.
You will, for sure. I always love coming over to the U.S. I hope one day to win an event there too.
And there you go. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to put a little thing here where it tells you, hey, go watch this video next. It might be something you want to watch. We've got an awesome podcast that comes out twice a week. We do uploads here once in a while as well. But please hit our links in the bio to get to our podcast and Instagram if you don't already follow us. Hybrid Fitness Media. Love you, miss you, mean it. I've got to run.